Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel, and what I have here for you today is the Bayangtoys X16 GPS brushless motor quadcopter. So let me try to pique your interest right up front why you may be interested in this. If you are in the market for a quadcopter and you don't have a lot of money, this is the quadcopter that definitely requires some consideration. And the reason why is because you have brushless motors, you have GPS built in, you have return to home feature. You just press the button and it comes back home, or when the batteries get critical it just does it automatically for you. It has headless mode, and it has altitude hold based on the air pressure because it has a built-in altimeter. And it does all this at an amazing price point. Right now, GearBest is selling this for $126, and I went ahead and provided an affiliate link in the description box below. It doesn't cost you any money, but I go ahead and do that because they did send me it for a review, but it will not influence my review in any way. As a matter of fact, you can see in the video that I posted before this, some of the problems I actually had with this, a lot of it was self-induced, but again, I'm being fully honest here. So let's get started. One thing I'd like to show you is the striking similarity in design to my DJI quadcopter. This is a Phantom 3. This is the budget standard version, version 3. Look how close they look. Actually, it looks like it actually is almost the same physical size, but definitely not in price. This is running $500 right now. This runs $126. The difference is that the DJI, of course, is you're getting live telemetry to a cell phone app. It has a built-in 1080p camera. The top of the line DJIs that are over $1,000 have a 4K camera, but that's a lot of money. Now, what I've done in this video, because this is the model that does not have the camera, I went ahead and put a GoPro mount on the bottom of mine because I'm going to go ahead and attach a SJ J6 Legend to this so you can see a pretty cool video later on. It doesn't have the camera, but this has the GPS. There are many other variations of this. I think the early variations didn't have the camera, didn't have the GPS. Then there are ones that have the camera and or the GPS or both. So you need to be mindful of what you're looking at online and try to make a decision on which version of the X16 you want. This particular one I'm reviewing, again, is the one that has the GPS without the camera, which I'm going to tell you right up front, I don't recommend the camera that comes with this unit because you get a lot of rolling shutter. This quadcopter, price point in mind, has a lot of vibration. So if you put a very cheap camera on there that can't handle that extra motion and vibration, you're going to have this rolling, almost jelly looking video. It's going to look terrible. So I recommend you don't get the camera and just put your own higher quality camera on it. Time to unbox our X16 brushless motor GPS enabled X16 quadcopter. So inside you'll find a very badly written machine translated Chinese to English manual. Also the landing gear, screws, drivers, nuts, then the actual quadcopter itself, then a wall adapter that's EU plugged, and we'll talk about an adapter later. On the bottom you will find the charger. We'll talk about that in a little bit. A full set of props for left, right, front, back, and the 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, and a second set of props. And last, we have a 3-cell 2200 milliamp hour 11.1 volt LiPo battery. Assembly entails just attaching the 4 legs, which require 2 screws each. The instructions for installing the props are terrible. I don't know how they're trying to describe it. However, from what I can visually see based on this little arrow in the direction that the motors are going on. The props that are marked B2, there's a B2 right there, go on the ones with the silver caps. So this is the rear left and the front right. And then for the ones with the black caps, you want to put the props that are marked A1. I don't know if you can see that right there, A1. There's like little arrows on each of these arms where the props go. Like this one shows it turning this way. So you want to look at your prop and just see that the direction that's going into the air as it's spinning, you want higher. So as it passes through, it's going to create lift. So you could sort of get a visual cue on that too. So they give you this little metal thingy here. And we're going to go ahead and unscrew one of the props, and it's keyed. You can see there's like a circle with two flat sides, and here you got a circle with two flat sides. So it's going to go all the way down once it's in there, and then you're going to turn it. Now these nuts, the silver ones, you're going to tighten by turning it clockwise. For the black ones, you're going to take off the nut, you're going to turn it clockwise, and to put it back on, you're going to turn it counterclockwise, because those motors turn the opposite direction. So these two turn the opposite direction of these two. So once I put that on there, so you're just going to turn this way, which means this end is higher, the part that's going into the wind. And then I'm going to have to turn this nut counterclockwise to tighten. So then we'll go ahead and do the same for those two. There you go. All the props are on. The legs are on. I want you to notice that this is the version that has the GPS. However, it does not have the camera. Different versions will come with either or both or none. So, you know, if you think you found, you know, this cheaper or more, you have to keep in mind that it could be configured in several different ways. So just take that into account, please. Now, one of the first things you should do, probably even before you start doing this, if you want to get flying as soon as possible, is to get the battery charged. So we'll go ahead and grab the charger, and if you notice, EU plug, and I can't remember them stating it was EU, but that's alright, because GearBest as well as Amazon sell these little converters. So you could take your EU plug and put this converter on and plug it into 110, and then you take this guy right here and you take this plug and doo-dah, and we'll plug that in. So I'm going to go ahead and take note about how long this is going to take to charge out of the box. It's almost 7 o'clock, about 5 to 7. I'm going to go ahead and plug this into this little pluggy thing right here. And you can see this is keyed, so it can only go in one way. So go ahead and pop that in there. And you can see how it went red right there for charger. And I guess when that turns green, I guess this battery's fully charged. So I guess this is always green. It lets you know that the charger's getting power. And then this one lets you know green, and then goes red once it's red. It'll go green once it's fully charged, I'm guessing. We'll see. Again, it's about 5 to 7. We'll see how long this takes to charge up. Well, it's been about 2 hours. Right there, I just happened to look up and the light's out. So I guess it doesn't turn green, it just, the red just turns off, and that's how you know the battery's charged. Let's talk about the controller really quick. It requires 6 AA batteries, not included. Here's your on-off switch. This is your go up, go down, and this will rotate left, rotate right. Then this stick right here is pitch left, pitch right, pitch forward and go forward, pitch back or goes back. These are your trim controls right here. These buttons you don't need to worry about. This middle button right there is the return to home button. That will, when you press this, make the quadcopter go up, get a good fix, go to wherever it needs to go, to whatever position it's over when it took off, and then it will set down. This button here to the left turns the GPS on and off, and this button to the right of the return to home button is the headless mode. You also have two buttons up here. This is your high-low, defaults out of the box to low, so the amount of reaction to the sticks is very mild. And now you want to go into that sport mode, you hit it and it goes into the high. We're not going to be messing with that today or in this video. This button right here is auto takeoff, auto land. What you do is some people will just press it and nothing happens and it beeps. You have to press and hold it till it beeps and then let go, and then it will take off. And then if it's flying, press and hold the button and it will land wherever it happens to be automatically. Also, to make the quadcopter take off, to spin up, basically turn on and turn off, you go like this to the sticks or like this to the sticks, and that will turn on and turn off the props. Okay, it's very hard to find a complete initialization procedure for this, so we'll go ahead and throw that in this video, which will make it longer, so I apologize. So we'll go ahead and put the battery in there. Sounds like we got ice cream getting delivered out there. Alright, and you have these banana clips, which are very standard. So this battery, if you notice, is probably used in a lot of different quadcopters. So what you do is you can just go ahead, and they only can go one way. It's kind of hard to do this. I'm going to have to get it between my legs here. Alright. Go ahead and... Alright. So you heard it beep. It's beeping even though it's off. There's an on-off switch on the bottom of this thing. So it's just going to do that, let you know that the battery is hooked up. Now on the bottom, don't mind this. This is something I attached for a GoPro, so disregard that. On-off switch right there. So what you do is you turn that switch on, put it on a flat surface, and you can see those lights blinking on the top. When those things go steady, which takes a while, it means it gets a GPS fix. Alright, turn this on, and now the controller is coupled. Now you see those lights blinking? You gotta let them blink. Have some patience. Let it get a GPS fix. So we'll go ahead and wait for that to happen. It could take up to a minute depending on satellites and trees and other things that are in the way. The best thing to do is get out in an open location. It's taking a little longer than normal only because we're right up against my house. So it's blocking some of the GPS satellites. Alright, so you see how it went steady? That means we have a GPS lock. So let's go ahead and calibrate the compass. So you want to go ahead and move your sticks in this position and hold it, and you can see that the light started flashing. So what you want to do is take this guy and rotate it 3 times fully. 1, 2, 3. Then you want to roll it 3 times, head over heels. 1, 2, 3. And then you want to go ahead and pitch it over this way 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put it down, and we should be good to go. And what happened was, while I've been screwing around with it, it lost the satellite there, so they got it back. You can see it went steady. The other thing you want to do is you want to do the gyro leveling procedure. So you want to put it on a flat surface, take your sticks and do this, and you're going to see those lights blink after you hold it for, see that? So you got to hold it for a couple of seconds and you see them flash, and then it goes steady. So now you are ready to take off. Now to take off, what you do is you press your sticks either this way or out and down this way. So you can turn them on. You can see how that powers up. and you could power it off. Same way. Or you could go outwards. Power it on. Power it off. That's simple. Okay, let's go ahead and take off again. In or out and down. There we go. You can see it spinning. And what I'm going to do is do the auto takeoff button. So you're going to press and hold this until you hear it beep, and you'll see it take off. Whoops. So turn that on. Okay. Press and hold. And let go. And she's flying. And you can see it's GPS stabilized. I'm just going to push forward just a little bit. Get it in the camera view. Alright. Bring it over. Bring it over. Alright. And you can see it's not as graceful as the DJI, of course. Again, this is less than a quarter of the price. I'm going to go ahead and do a little spinning around there. Let you take a close look. Alright. Drop it down a little bit. Bring it over. See if I could get a close-up of her flying. Could do a little pirouette. Alright, so let's talk about headless mode. Headless mode, I'm going to bring her in just a little bit. There we go. And let me zoom out. Headless mode's a little bit annoying, but what you got to do is you got to have it facing away from you before you start the headless mode. And just to show you how this works, see, I'm going to go ahead and pitch left. You can see it go left. I'm going to pitch right. It's going to go right. But if I have it facing toward me, I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and face it toward me. Now everything is the opposite because it's facing toward me. So if I push this way, actually I'm going to push this way. If I push left, you can see it go right. And if I go right, it's going to go left, okay? Now in headless mode, what it does is it keeps everything left and right regardless of which way you're pointing. So start out with it pointing away from you. Press the headless button and you hear that annoying beep 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 beep. Okay, so again, left, right, it's facing away, everything is cool, right? Alright, now I'm going to face this toward me. Now it's facing toward me. Watch when I hit right. See how it's going right? I'm going to go left. See how it goes left? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and face it away and turn this annoying thing off. The annoying thing is when you're in headless mode, it constantly makes that beeping noise. Very annoying. Alright. Let's go ahead and fly around a little bit. Have some fun. At the end of this video that we're approaching, I'm going to attach to that GoPro mount that I showed you this SJCam S6J to the bottom of this, so you can see that it actually can hold it, and we could have some fun. I want to show you right now we have GPS turned on, so watch this. Alright, so it wants to maintain position, GPS, so you know that works. Also, if you notice, air pressure is keeping it at the right altitude. Now it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good for a $126 quadcopter. Alright, let's have some fun, fly around a little bit. And there is a little bit of a breeze going on, and it's handling that pretty good too. Alright, and again, I'm going to get this out to the park with the camera on it, and we're going to really have some fun with this with the camera on it. I don't have a lot of room here in my backyard, plus I got a lot of trees that could screw up the GPS, which happened during my real quick video of things that could go wrong with this, where I lost a prop that you saw last week. Alright, so I'm going to take it very easy, but since it's almost dusk, you can really see those lights really nice. Let you take a look. Look at them pretty lights. Alright, now if you wanted to turn the GPS off, if I hit this button, the wind's gonna just, if I hit that, turn off the GPS, the wind's gonna just take this away. It's not gonna hold position. I don't want to do that. The other thing is the return to home. Right after this scene, when the battery dies, you're going to see this thing take off and do an automatic return to home. So you'll see how that button would have worked. If I pressed it, it's the same thing as if the batteries go dead. It's going to do that return to home feature. Alright, more fun. Flying around, flying around. See, you gotta finesse this really nice if you want it to be smooth, or it'll wobble if you're not careful. So you really got to get a feel for it, just like driving a car. You could drive a car really jerky, or you could drive it smooth once you get used to its flight characteristics. But boy, is it fun. Yep. Ooh, I don't want to hit my deck there. Careful, Fred. Alright. See, I'm just doing a simple back and forth. I'm not doing any coordinated flight here, where you do the pitch and end rolling. I'll do that out in the park when I have the camera on it, and you can see what it looks like if you're actually on it. Hello. Oh, and this thing can punch up pretty damn quick. Yeah. And I'm going to do a punch at the when I have the camera on this. We'll take it up a couple of 100 feet with a real quick punch at the end of this video also. It's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing, actually. Again, considering the price point of this guy. Have it pace back and forth. For you. Pacing, pacing, pacing. Let's see how close I can get it to the camera here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is an automatic land feature. So you can see it in front here. And all I'm going to do is press and hold this button right there. And there you go. So wherever it happens to be over, it'll go ahead and go down until it hits the ground, and then it automatically turns the props off. If you want to take back off, you could do that. Turn on and off the props. If you want to take off manually, instead of using that button, you could just go up, just like that, and we're flying. Let me bring it back down in the camera view. There we go. Now when the battery is getting critical, you'll see those lights on this guy start blinking, which it's not doing right now. Also, when you lose GPS, it'll start blinking and let you know, because that could be an issue. By the way, if this thing loses contact with your transmitter, your controller here, it will automatically go into return to home feature, and it'll just come back to wherever it took off automatically. That return to home feature is freaking awesome. That's why you have a GPS. That's why it's a great thing to have. One thing that's kind of strange is the red's on the front, the green's on the back. Kind of a weird light feature setup. Woo. Let me get up in altitude here just a bit. The flight time for this, in my experience, is about 14 minutes. I did not charge the battery fully on this particular flight, so we're probably not going to be flying around for 14 minutes. You can see, you could definitely get some really nice smooth flight here with some practice. There we go. Can you see those lights blinking on there? See? Alright, that means the batteries are about to die. So I'm going to go ahead and do the auto landing. Whoops. Okay, it just took off. And I think what it's doing is it's doing the automatic return to home because the battery is dead. So I'm not doing anything, by the way. It's just doing this on its own because I let the batteries run down too low. Alright. Whoops. Helps if I... So it's doing this on its own. All on its own. So that's pretty cool that if your batteries start getting critical, it will just automatically return the home, and that worked very, very well. Real quick, when the batteries start getting critical, it's going to blink, as well as it's going to blink when it loses GPS, which is why it's blinking at this particular moment. I just wanted you to see the lights, really nice. Next scene, we're going to go off to the park, and where we got some space, and I'm going to go ahead and attach to the mount that I put on here this camera, so it's sort of going to look like this when you see it next flying around. So it can carry a GoPro camera with no problem and fly perfectly, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to review this. I wanted to have a platform where I could really put these cameras through the test, because this thing has a considerable amount of vibration, and if you don't have the little rubber things to soak up the vibration between the camera and the unit, you're going to get a lot of rolling shutter and jelly effects and things like that. So if you really want to test the cameras really good, just go ahead and just mount it direct and then really give the camera a test. So we'll see how well it does. One other thing I really want to point out really quick, I changed out these nuts because, as you know, last week I lost one of these nuts. The ones you want to use are, if you look for motor nuts or motor cones or whatever, for the Phantom 2, DJI Phantom 2, they'll fit this, which I think are M6. The shaft is 7.5 millimeter. I had accidentally bought the M5s, which were too small, so just so you know, it's either M6, but definitely if you get ones that fit the Phantom 2, DJI Phantom 2, they will fit. So just get 2 clockwise, 2 counterclockwise nuts, and you'll be good to go. These are a little different. They don't have a hole where you use that little rod. You just use a wrench on these. Alright, one other thing. I promise this is the last scene and then we'll go out and have some fun. Do I recommend this? Yes, absolutely. Undefiably. Absolutely. I recommend this. $126. It's a steal. I wish I could have got something like this a year ago, because I ended up getting like all these other ones hoping that I would get something like this. And now I got something like this. And again, you can get it if you click on the affiliate link below to GearBest. They are in stock. They are on sale right now, and I think there's only a certain amount of units left under this price of $126. Again, it doesn't cost you any more money by clicking that affiliate link, but it does help my channel. I also would appreciate if you like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing and want to see more videos like this. Alright, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you.